Hey Alec, how are you?
Hey, Bruce.
Nice to meet
Doing
you.
well. How are you? Nice to meet you as well.
I am well, thank you. Give me 1 second to pull up my questions. Where are
Cool,
you
cool.
located? You in Philly now?
Um, Technically, I'm right outside of Philly, like 20 minutes away in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What part of I'm originally from Long Island and I worked in Manhattan for a million years. What part of
Oh, okay. I tell everybody who's not from Jersey, I'm like right outside of Cherry Hill.
oh, that's way down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's South Jersey for sure.
So
Yeah.
that's like almost by the Delaware Bridge.
Actually, yeah, the Delaware Bridge is like 10 minutes away from me.
Yeah. Yep. I used to
Yeah.
go to a Kiss convention. There used to be a hotel right, I can't, maybe a Sheridan right there off the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah, so they still do stuff there. They do like horror conventions
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, 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 yeah. That's like that place is still popping.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can just jump right in if you want.
Cool, man.
Let's start. I guess the easiest way to do this is for those not familiar with the band. Can you give us the 2 sentence elevator boardroom pitch, whatever that is? Who are you guys?
Two sentences. Um, my name's Alec. I'm the guitarist for IATT. IATT is a extreme progressive black metal, death metal, alchemy troupe, I guess. We combined a lot of different elements and pride ourselves on like our genre bending. That's kind of like our bread and butter is taking the progressive elements, mixing them with black metal, mixing them with Latin fusion, mixing them with classical elements. That's kind of our whole bag.
So I want to get into that in a second, but the record came out on May 8th. What's been the response to it so far? Pretty good.
It's been amazing, to be honest. We've just been getting a lot of press, a lot of praise, and it's taken off in a way that we didn't imagine it would.
Okay. So I want to go back to what you just said about the genre bending. When you sit down to write songs for IAT, do you, by the way, is that the right pronunciation?
I add, yes.
Okay. Um, do you consider, hey, we're gonna sit down and write a prog song here first, and then, or do you bring everything to the table and nothing's off limits? How does it work?
We when we were first kind of like discovering our sound, we were really cognizant about, okay, this section needs a prog section. This section needs like a Latin fusion. At this point, we've been together for as a band, we've been together since 2008. So the chemistry is really like we're really locked in at this point that things are very natural. And when we write, we just kind of like things flow on their own.
Right.
And we've kind of fallen into this like niche of like, okay, without speaking, we kind of know like, all right, this next part coming up has like a jazzy feel. Let's incorporate this. This next part has like a Latin fusion kind of vibe. Let's incorporate this. And things are kind of building themselves organically at this point.
Okay. Can we? I know we're supposed to talk about the tour as well, but can we talk about the record a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the album is structured as 7 movements tracing a descent from sleep into like a dream realm. How do specific compositional choices like harps, flutes, and trumpets or whatever function as a narrative signpost for stages of consciousness?
I mean, I feel like that's just like a classic trope. Like we hear like flutes like a softer kind of instrument. And harp is like a very like reminiscent of like sleep kind of vibes and things like that. So we've used those elements in the songwriting process to strengthen like the concept of the sleep and dream aspects of the film of the album.
Well, you mentioned the film. That's also it's a companion film, right? And
It is, yeah.
it's an insomniac protagonist who uses sleeping pills, right, to trigger a collapse between hallucination and reality. Where does that visual language deliberately contradict or complicate the album's lyrics?
Um, it, that's interesting. So, we structured the film to be our take on like a modern Greek tragedy, in which the band pops in and out of the film as like the traditional Greek chorus. So we provide extra information in the way of the lyrics. We provide extra like reprieve as far as like musical passages that happen. But also, interestingly enough, the band is really telling the story, and sometimes the what the band lyrics are saying is contradicting what our heroine is going through. So it's like an interesting juxtaposition. It requires a little bit of like willingness to like go in and explore.
So is it like an omniscient narrator?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Um, when you're writing, I mean, obviously we talked about it being in seven movements, but are you writing these songs like with that theme in mind and in that order, or how does it all come together?
Generally speaking, when we start writing an album, and this is I think this is like our third concept album we've done as a band. We will spend time kind of crafting two or three songs, and out of those two or three songs, uh, we'll talk about like concepts and how we want to go forward with the rest of the album. And those two or three songs will dictate the rest of how the album unfolds concept wise.
So deep, deep subject matter concept album. Is there like an overall message or takeaway you want your fans to walk away from after listening to the record?
After this record, explicitly, yeah, the message is it's kind of like a human study on consciousness. Um, a lot of our pieces tend to have like a double-edged meaning to them. And we explore a lot of things like transcending the human experience and elevating yourself and ascending to another level. So there's absolutely a level of that in this, but I think it's layered beneath this subplot almost of exploring human consciousness and what it means to travel where you go when you sleep.
Is it, and forgive me if I'm way off base here, but is there a bit of religion or running through this record as well?
No, not so much. We're not really a religious band. We don't really. I don't think anyone in the band is actually religious.
Okay. So let's.
It's more philosophical, I guess you could say.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fine. I asked because I am a PhD candidate in religion, and
Oh, very
my
cool.
focus is on religion and metal, and
No
I
way.
talk about that a lot. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not religious either.
Yeah.
Just I work for I'm a police dispatcher for a university for the last 20 something years, and it affords me the opportunity to go to school for free. So I've been just racking up degrees of things that I'm
That's
just interested
super
in.
interesting. That's super interesting though. What a cool concept, like the crossroads between religion and metal. I love that. That's so cool.
And I know this is totally off topic here, but
Yeah.
I'm actually putting together the first ever symposium on religion and metal, and I've got a couple of the I've got Gal from Gorgoroth
Mhm.
and Joe Henley from he's in a Buddhist. I can't think of the name of the band now. They're a Buddhist band. He's in Taiwan,
Okay.
and we're putting together and the dudes from Dot Heimsgard and a couple other band members, and we're putting together like this religious symposium. And really, the topic is, can metal be described as a religion based on Ninian Smart's definition of religion, seven characteristics of religion?
Please send me some information on this. I would love to keep up on this and see where you guys take this thing.
If
That's
you
super
if you
interesting.
think if you think you have something to add to the conversation, I could add you to the invite. I haven't sent it out yet.
Cool. We'll talk more. We'll talk more.
Yeah, yeah.
Super interesting concept. I love that.
It's just my wheelhouse, and I didn't mean to sidetrack this interview at all.
No,
I
no,
just kind
it's super interesting. Super interesting.
of, and I'm not religious at all, so that makes it even more interesting. But I just fell into it because it was free education, and I was like, I want to do
Mhm.
something I know nothing about, and then just learn about it. Right? I'm not.
I took a class in college years and years and years ago. It was reading the Bible purely as
Yeah,
literature. Super interesting when you take like the religious context out of it and just
yeah,
like look at the words on the page. Like it's very, very like interesting, really fucking dark, really fucked up,
yeah.
like so like
Murder, rape, everything. Right?
yeah, yeah, crazy.
Wholesale murder.
Yeah, really.
Anyway,
Crazy.
so we were talking about the record. How is it going to be? Is it going to be hard to translate into this tour because it's a concept record? Or are you playing it straight through? How is that working out?
We recently got done a short run tour about a week in Canada, about a month ago, I want to say, and we have been playing the album in its entirety. So
In
we're
order?
yes, yeah, as seen.
Did you run across any unforeseen troubles doing that?
Um, no, just that it's fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The runtime of the album is basically, I want to say like we're pushing 50 minutes. So I mean like that's a good chunk and it's a demanding piece. Um, but we've been working our butts off to get under our belts and I'm excited to take it across the country to the West Coast.
Yeah. When does that start? That's pretty soon, right?
September, mid-September.
Nice. And are you doing anything special? Are you able to bring out? I know it's a shorter run and you're with a bunch of other bands, but are you able to bring any sort of props? And along those same lines, then, if you had no budget, what would this look like live?
If we had no budget, we've been talking. So IAT is like a we we like a shoot for the moon kind of band. We have been talking about what our next things are after doing this film. Like, how do we top that? We have talks about we wanted to do like a live production that we are kind of like the orchestra version of that. Um,
So when listening to it, that's what I envisioned, right? When you listen to it top to bottom, it's definitely has its ebbs and flows, and it's a journey.
Thank you. Yeah, so that is our next goal. We will be working on doing a live version of it. We've talked about doing like our next concept album, doing some sort of live stage production, like with like actors and like a actual like
Yeah.
real-time stage production. For this run in particular, I don't want to make any promises, but I'm working on figuring out a way to have elements of the film play on a projector behind us so that people get like just like another added layer, just kind of like bake everything together again. So
I love when bands mix the different kind of arts together on us. I saw Swallow the Sun, the Finnish band, do
love them.
with the Finnish ballet on 70,000 Tons of Metal.
Hmm.
They took a step back in the dark. You couldn't see them, and the Finnish ballet performed the whole record top to bottom. Dude, I'm
That's what
talking
it's about.
chills. It was
Yeah.
unfucking believable.
Yeah. I get giddy talking about that kind of stuff. I am a big so I have a background in film production. So I get really giddy talking about like ways to mix media together
Yes.
and give people like a an experience that they've never like experienced before. So I love looking like making a full album film for metal,
Right.
like a metal rock opera. But I love looking for ways to try and subvert what your thoughts are of like a normal metal experience.
And I think fans appreciate that too, especially because everyone's got like this 30 seconds attention span, right? Most of the public. But I think the metal world still holds on to the full album concept and the full that sort of thing. So I think it's going to work really well. I know I've that Swallow the Sun was unbelievable. You could hear a pin drop in that place.
Yeah, yeah. That was part of the reason. That was part of the reason why we wanted to do a full-length film is because in the culture that we live in now, where people just consume things as singles, we want to reward people for taking a dive into a full narrative, experience. So we are encouraging people to listen to the album from front to back because it's a journey in itself. On top of that, if that is too difficult, we have a full narrative you can watch. So it's
Right.
like a whole nother level. So we're trying to engage people in a way where you're rewarded by taking the full journey with us.
Yeah. Was it hard to sequence the record or was it written that way?
Um, I think it almost every track, I think they just came out in order
Oh,
organically.
really?
I think there might have been like two tracks that might have been flipped. This process of writing this album happened very organically for us.
That's when it's the most real though, right? That's when people connect with it when it's like that, when you're not pushing anything or
Yeah,
trying to fit a someone else's narrative or the record company or the fan or whatever.
that's very true. Yeah, this was a very organic process, this album, which was really, really refreshing.
When you're writing, do you consciously try not to write the previous record? Does that make sense? Hang on.
We
Hang
Yeah,
on
you're
one
fine.
second.
You're fine.
Sorry, I have an asshole Great Dane who's
I
chewing shit up at the moment.
love it. How big?
She's 180 pounds.
Okay, I used to have an Irish Wolfhound,
I
so
don't.
I'm fully aware of big dog problems. A lot to love.
Yeah, she's about a year and a half, so she's still got a little puppy in her. And
Uh,
when she wants
yeah.
attention, she's fucking things up.
I love it. I'm sorry. Could you repeat your question again?
Yeah, what? Jesus, where was I?
Um, what were we talking about?
Uh, damn, I am sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Um, Oh, we had talked about
Sequencing, was that where we were?
sequencing, the natural flow of the album. Yeah. And that this album was very, it just kind of happened organically to line up the way it did.
That's wonderful. So what's next for you guys? You got the 13 cities tour, and then is that it for the rest of the year?
As of right now, that's what it's looking like. We do have some other things we're going to try and roll out before the end of the year. And also, I could tell you now that we are working on the next album.
Oh, good. I know what I was going to ask you, and this is where we got
Okay.
interrupted. Do you think about not writing the same record? So, I mean,
Uh,
you want to stay in the IATT wheelhouse, but
mhm.
you don't want to rewrite this, the previous record. Is that something you guys think about, or does it just happen like naturally and organically?
Kind of, yeah. I don't think we focus so heavily on like genre and influences, but it's more so we're gonna pick a new concept. We're gonna pick a whole new we love telling stories, so we're gonna pick a whole new a new concept to roll with for the next album. So it won't be about dreams and sleep and that kind of stuff. It'll be a whole new. So we're having those conversations now, and I think we're kind of like leaning one direction, but I don't have. But we're still early in the songwriting process, and like I said before, we'll get like two or three songs in, and then like have like deep conversations, philosophical conversations about concept and where we want to go and what inspirations we're pulling from, and then we'll kind of like weave webs together, and then the rest of the album will kind of like come out.
Is that the same thing for like bringing in different instruments as well, just whatever fits the song? Nothing like preordained or
Uh,
preconceived?
well, no, a lot of that will be dictated by the concept of the album. Like, so for instance, A Thera Comes the Night, we hadn't planned on doing a lot of flute or harp or things of that nature until the dream aspect kind of came out. So with the next concept album, we'll introduce a whole bunch of new instruments that we think will fit within that theme, and we'll go from
Is
there.
anything ever off limits, or is everything on the table till it's not?
If you were to ask me that question 10 years ago, I would say, yeah, like we wouldn't try something like at this point, after A Third Comes the Night, we've learned our lesson that like shoot for the moon, like nothing's off the table, be as wild and creative as we can, and everything will work out.
Do you worry that your fans or listeners won't take the voyage with you as you change like that, or do you not care? I mean, do you just do it for yourselves and hope they journey
I think our fans at this point
are used to it?
have come to expect that like we're going to go off the rails.
Right.
I think they're along for the journey at that point.
Okay. Cool. That's pretty much all I had. If fans want to find you or listeners want to find you, where can they do so? Can you give us all your socials?
Yeah, I mean, search for IAT. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Also, the film is now out on Thunderflix, so we're encouraging people to go check it out. You can watch the full film. You can experience the album listening on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere you stream music. But also, you can watch the full film, which is the album, just with visual, like a whole
Right.
like narrative story. I keep pitching it like think like Pink Floyd's The Wall, but like black metal kind of
Right.
stuff.
No, that's
Uh,
great.
so yeah, we're encouraging people to please go to Thunderflix and check out the film. You can find us on our official website. It's iatrealm.com. That's probably your best place, like your central hub to get to everywhere else that's IAT.
Okay. And lastly, that's all I had. Did I miss something you wanted to cover?
No, man, I think we talked about it a lot. I appreciate your time though.